Hi, DeDurr. Tom Bergeron here. You know, I've heard it said that any day you learn something new is not a day wasted. Well, thanks to you, DeDurr, I have learned something new. I have learned about dysgraphia. And I just want to say to you, great work on bringing awareness to dysgraphia. That's exactly what you've done for me. I did not know that it's a brain disorder that makes writing hard for kids, or that the Dysgraphia Awareness Day was October 3rd. So I would like to, in the spirit of learning something new, and in gratitude for what you're doing, encourage all parents and educators working so hard to help kids with dysgraphia to keep up the good work. All the best, DeDurr, and thanks for making this day one in which I learned something new.
I just wanted to watch Tom Bergeron again. Give us all encouragement for Dysgraphia Awareness Day. I hope you don't mind. Okay, welcome back. We are in segment 3 for our Dysgraphia Awareness Day 2023. I'm so excited to have you here with us, whether you're watching live or you're seeing this on recording. We're so happy to have you here. I want to remind you that you can win something today and even for the next couple of weeks. If you are interested in our sweatshirt color outside the lines, all you have to do is share any of these posts today. Once they're reposted, they'll be available for replay. Share, share, share. I'll be looking through all the shares and we'll be picking a winner. Also, if you would like to tag a friend or an educator or someone that you just want to know more about dysgraphia, or maybe another parent that you think, hey, they would really feel supported in this, please tag for some of our awesome Dysgraphia is More Than Messy Handwriting bags. And then our new one, not only are we looking for the first 10 people to send me addresses for their specialist at their school or at their school district that I'll be sending Patty's book to. If you saw that in the last segment, This Llama Can Write, I'll be sending those out if you send me their name and their address. And I also want to give away some of those books to those of you who are watching right now. So if you will please become a member of either this Facebook group or the Turn Right Around Facebook page, that would be great. So become a member and you could win a book. Hey, and you can win multiple things. There's no limit. All right. Before we get started with our tech talk, which I'm really, really super excited about, I'm going to take a minute again. I want us to take a moment to recognize our next Graphy Awards. These go to people who have been supportive and encouraging in the world of dysgraphia. This first award is for Diane DeVigny. She was actually our most nominated person for the first ever Graphy Awards. And one person wrote in and said, my son Jack is 16 and having a difficult time with handwriting for years. I had about given up, but with Diane, I found a miracle. Wonderful work, Diane, for all you do for those with dysgraphia. I had a parent write in to nominate Dana Franza, the study team head for their daughter at South Orange Middle School. They said Dana was always available to us and our daughter. She encouraged and supported her throughout her 3 years in middle school, and she's still emailing us during this transition to high school. Way to go, Dana. Remember that the Graphy Awards are not only for today on Dysgraphia Awareness Day, but also we're giving them out all month long. So visit turnrightaround.com, that's WRITE, and you can find out how you can recognize someone who has been an encouragement and a support to you in the world of dysgraphia. All right, I'm going to move pretty quickly here because not only is, if you heard last segment, Patty's coming back, but today I have the inventor creator of AudioPen, and a new to me technology, although it's been around for a little bit, but it's an amazing thing. Louis Pereira is going to be joining us here. He has a short time with us, and I'm so excited, really, really excited to talk to him about this tech help that could maybe even change the whole landscape for us and for our kids, especially who are struggling with dysgraphia. So let's welcome Louis. Okay, we're back, and I'm so excited to have Louis Pereira with us. He is the creator of AudioPen. Hi, Louis. So glad to have you here.
Hi, DeDurr. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Thank you. I was just talking with Patty, and I heard about AudioPen from her when she mentioned on Sensing Greatness Facebook page, she mentioned that her favorite new technology for people with dysgraphia was AudioPen. And I was like, okay, what is this? I need to learn. I need to know more. And I reached out to you and just recently, and this was so gracious of you to quickly come and meet with us for Dysgraphia Awareness Day. And so first, before I ask you some specific things, could you please tell us just a little bit about you and AudioPen and generally what it is and what it can do?
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. My name is Louis. I live in Goa, India. It's on the other side of the planet from you, I expect. And I build web apps at night for fun. I have a full-time job with my family business during the day. But I enjoy building things on the internet. And AudioPen was one of those things that after a series of trials, this was one of the few apps that sort of took off and found more use cases than I could imagine. And it's been about 6 months since I built it, and I'm still building it every day. I'm trying to add new features to it. Yeah, that's about it.
Well, I have only just like over the last couple of days had an opportunity to look at it and try it out. I have to tell you, it's my children who have dysgraphia, but my husband even got super excited about this app, and I'm just thrilled to continue to see the applications that we can use. So I know our time is limited, and I just want to take a little bit of time here so that we can talk about some of the things that people with dysgraphia struggle with and how AudioPen can help them. And just to hear you say that you're still working on things and continuing to update those things, I feel like to me, that's exciting news as well, because oftentimes I've seen that we get some sort of app or help, and then it has some glitches or issues, and then we're still struggling along. So that's really exciting. But I made a little list here of some of the things that I was looking at with AudioPen that seems like it would really be helpful for people with dysgraphia. For example, when you're trying to write an email, and especially for, my kids who need to often communicate with classmates or with teachers, and they need to send a text or an email, how can AudioPen help with that?
Yeah, email's probably one of the most common use cases that I use it for as well. The way I look at AudioPen is it's the easiest way to go from fuzzy thought to clear text. That's the tagline I use. But I'd like to add a little bit to that, which is you can choose the form of clear text that you want. So for instance, if you want to write an email to, let's say, a school principal, and you want to sound, apologetic, you can tell AudioPen to sound apologetic. And all you have to do is just talk like you normally would, and it'll just frame an email for you in an apologetic sort of tone that you can just copy and then paste. I recently had somebody do this where they were trying to collect funds or something from a client that wasn't paying them. They just told AudioPen to write like a lawyer, and they spoke to it, and it came out with like legalese language that sounds slightly intimidating, that they could just copy paste and it got the job done much faster than they would have otherwise had to do it. So yeah, you can use it for a whole range of things. The beauty is that you can choose what you want it to write like, and all you have to do is just talk.
Well, that's one thing I love, because I will tell you, for my one child who doesn't have dysgraphia, the big chatter that is happening right now in his school and that there's been issues with is kids using ChatGPT to write things for them. And as I'm researching AudioPen, I'm seeing that it isn't writing something for someone, but it's taking their ideas and taking their voicing and their words and helping to organize it better. Is that how am I
Exactly.
reading
Yeah.
that right? Is that
Yes,
correct?
exactly. It's not the kind of tool that, you can tell it, hey, write me a letter, and it'll write the letter. That's not how it works. You literally like speak out what you want in that letter to the tool. And the tool then takes what you said and sort of reframes it, rewrites it, maybe restructures it. So it's all your ideas, just framed maybe slightly more concretely, or with a little more clarity than there would have been in your initial sort of, word soup.
I think that's great, because I know that there has been a lot of concern, and there is going to be more concern, even a kind of a fear that we can have as parents, that if they start to crack down on AI in schools, that potentially our kids will lose the accommodations for the fear of AI writing things for them. So I love, love, love that AudioPen isn't writing for you, but taking your thoughts and your words and help organizing them better. How about, let's see, my note taking. Can AudioPen help with note taking for, say, a book or reading or a lecture? How can AudioPen
Yep.
do that?
Yeah, so this is another use case that coincidentally I also use it for, especially when I'm reading physical books. So usually when I read books on my computer, it's easier to sort of highlight stuff and write stuff down. But when you want to read physical books, it gets slightly annoying to sort of scribble on them. You don't want to spoil your book. All you have to do is just talk to AudioPen. There's even a pre-built style that you can use if you don't want to create your own style. That just sort of takes your text and converts it into bullet points, as if they're book notes. So that's what I do. I like when I'm reading a chapter, the moment I finish a chapter in whatever book I'm reading, if I want to remember a few notes from there, I just blabber to AudioPen. It saves it. I tag it with the book and the author. I save it in a folder that's got all my book notes. And then when I go back to it, I have I can filter through different notes from different books. Another interesting use case for this stuff is if you have notes from different books that are roughly about the same topic. Let's say you were studying about I don't know, say biology, and a particular part of biology. Now you've read 3 books about it, or 3 chapters from different places, and you've taken multiple notes. AudioPen has a feature where you can combine these notes in a single sort of note. And it's not that it'll just append one note to the other. It'll take the original transcripts of each of these notes, and it'll create a consolidated note, again in a style of your choosing. So let's say you want to write an essay about something that you studied, and you studied it from, let's say, 3 or 4 academic papers, and now you just want to combine those ideas into one. All you have to do is select the notes that you want to combine, press a button. AudioPen will rewrite it for you in, let's say, an academic style, or in the style of a report, or whatever you want. I think that might be useful.
Wow, man, that would have been so helpful for some things in the past. I mean, I'm so excited about this. It's hard to just describe, as we're talking here on this Zoom, how amazing it is for how it picks up your voice and then makes those notes. My husband's been doing it. I've been doing it. My son has been doing it. I'm gonna, what I'll do? I'm going to link there's a demo that you have. I'm gonna link that demo up above and below in the comments here. That will hopefully people can see. Now, there's a free version of AudioPen, and that's actually what we've been using, is that free version. And so anyone can go on there right now after we're done here, and can go on there and I just want you to try it, because it's so amazing how it will just take. I did something that was like, make a list for activities that I want to do with the kids. I want to take them to a park. I want to do some outdoor stuff. I want to stop by the library. And I just like spouted out things, and it made this beautiful little check off bullet pointed list. It was so simple. It's actually feels like it was easier for AudioPen to hear and understand me than it was for my iPhone. Because sometimes, or you're texting and you're voicing to text and you have to go back and keep correcting. There was the amount of correcting just felt like nothing compared to other voice to text things that I've been using. So it's been great. Some other things that it looked like it helped with for kids would be journaling. Oftentimes they get the assignments in class where they need to journal about something or even journal every day. Is AudioPen good for journaling?
Yep. I mean, the sky's the limit. As long as you tell it what you want it to do, it can do it. Common use case, like if you just I know people that use this where their sort of head is in a bit of a mess, and they kind of want some structure to their own thoughts, and they just speak for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and the instructions they give AudioPen is just, hey, I'm journaling, restructure this stuff to make it more coherent so that when I read it, it makes more sense to me. And it's less about the act of getting it out of your system. It's more about after getting it out of your system, you see a reflection that is clearer than what you sort of put out in the first place. So I mean, yeah, that's an interesting way to use the app as well.
That hits home for me because so many children with dysgraphia and students with dysgraphia are so intelligent and have such a high vocabulary and great imagination, and then they're told to write, and what they can get out with a pencil or a pen is so limited for what's inside. And I know that that's what I've experienced with AudioPen and what you're telling me and what I'm looking forward to using it more with.
Another interesting sort of use case for this particular thing is for non-native speakers. So for instance, if English is not your first language and you're not very comfortable writing well in English, you can speak in Spanish or whatever other language that AudioPen understands. There's a whole list, and it'll convert it to English for you. So let's say you want to write an essay for your school in English, but English is not your first language, and you want to get a draft out in English. You can speak in whatever language you're comfortable with, and it'll do the job for you.
Wow, really super amazing, really amazing. I love it. I can see why this was Patty's new favorite technology for students with dysgraphia and people with dysgraphia. Some of the other things I wrote down was like, besides the notes and the journaling, summarizing thoughts, using it for writing papers, blogs, and posts, lists, like when a kid needs to make a list just of things to get done, to put that out and have it printed out, that you can also take all of these things and they can be put out and sent or printed. I just think it's amazing. And I just want to say, Louis, thank you. Thank you for the work, especially since this is like your side job. It is so helpful for us as parents, especially for parents of children with dysgraphia. Just so grateful for the work that you have done. And I hope that lots of people will give it a try. I know I haven't done it yet. I know there's like a pro version that has extra things that you can add to it. We've been loving the free version. We'll probably upgrade. But it's been so helpful. It's been so interesting and so exciting. And thank you so much for just this time.
Thanks for having me. I love the energy. And I just love like seeing the ways that the product has been used, especially ways that I did not sort of imagine. And yeah, it's crazy that I'm very grateful that the internet makes this possible, that I can build something on the other side of the planet that people have never met, all the way across the world, find it useful for use cases that I couldn't have imagined. Very grateful for it. Thank you for helping spread the word and for having me here as well.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, a real pleasure. So again, I'm going to put some posts and links. So you've got to see this in action. I really want you to try it. And I'm looking forward to talking to you again. Maybe we should have like a technology, a voice to text technology awareness day. We got to do something because we need this, and you are providing a solution, and we thank you. So Thanks again for joining us, Louis.
Thanks. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Man, oh man, oh man. I hope I didn't scare Louis with my enthusiasm, but it is something I'm really excited about, and to see where that goes. There's been several voice to text things that are out, like SnapType is a great one to use in the classroom with worksheets, and this audio pen for being able to get their thoughts onto paper in so many different applications. I'm just super excited about it. So thank you again, Louis, especially to come, I think maybe in India right now, it may be like midnight or 1 a.m. So that was really gracious of him. And I'm excited to see what continues from here on out with Audio Pen. All right, what do we have next? Take a look at this. All right, Patty, thank you for joining us back again.
Yes, thanks for having me again.
Thank you. That was just an amazing time with Louis and about Audio Pen, and you're the one who turned me on to that. I want to talk to you more about accommodations, but I mean, how can you not love Audio Pen, right?
Oh yeah, Audio Pen's a great one. I'm glad you were able to have them on so people can learn more about it, because I think it's going to be really helpful for a lot of people that have dysgraphia and ADHD and other disabilities. And I think when people think about AI, they get a little nervous. They think that it's a lot of cheating, especially with like ChatGPT. People just hear that and think, oh, it's just going to type it for me. But people, even in the business world now, are using ChatGPT to help do presentations, to do business emails. So instead of being nervous of it, I think we need to more embrace it, learn about it, and how we can adapt to it and how it can benefit us as well.
Yeah, and that was one of my favorite things that Louis was saying about that was the nice thing about Audio Pen is that it does take what our kids are thinking or saying and not just creating something totally new. They're not telling them to create something, but our kids are putting they're getting their thoughts out, and then that's what's getting used. So I love that. You are one of my favorite experts on accommodations, about tech. You've been through it, you use it often. You are way more advanced than I am. I'm one of those ones that struggles with technology, and I need more help. A lot of times because I don't know how to use it. It's not familiar. I was the one, in the era that didn't even get a cell phone until we were out of college and married for several years before, you could even get a cell phone. And so I refer people to you all the time, and I'm thankful that you were willing to hang around, come back, give us this wisdom that you have on accommodations, tech, anything you want to tell us right now. I would just be thrilled to hear.
Yep. So when you're looking at accommodations for your child, again, it's going to be individualized. Like, what do they need help with? Do they need help with grammar? Do they need help with putting their thoughts on paper? Like, what is it, and what type of maybe disabilities are they having that's impeding their ability to come and put their thoughts on paper? So some kids, they can do speech to text. I was one of the children who had a speech impediment. Both my kids had speech impediments. Until you're older and they didn't have it anymore, we were not able to use speech to text. Even now, I have to be very concise with what I say. So that is one that doesn't necessarily work for everyone, but it can be extremely beneficial if it does work for people. And then when people are looking at starting the assistive technology route in their school with their child, they're going to want to ask for an assistive technology evaluation. And that's typically a third party that's not not on the school payroll that would come and do the evaluation with the student. And it can be like a week-long process where they come and they observe every class and see maybe what they need help with. And then they can come and put forth what they feel may be beneficial for that child. And a lot of times, if you start early on, some of the very typical ones are things like Co-Writer, that has like that word prediction software that we all have on our phone, almost all of us nowadays. And SnapType is a popular one as well, where you can like take a picture of the worksheet and then the child can use that.
That one was really helpful for my kid. For those of you, and one of the ones I have recommended often was SnapType, where you just put it on your device, you take a picture,
Yep.
it turns that worksheet in a PDF, and then he was able to just tap on it and then use voice to text to fill in those blanks and then hit print and print it out and turn it in like a regular worksheet.
Yeah, it's really nice. And then as they're learning typing, the touch type read and spell kind of has that multi-sensory approach. It's really popular for kids kind of to use that in conjunction with using things like SnapType and Co-Writer. And then as the child gets older, they may not be using Co-Writer anymore, and we kind of go more to Grammarly Premium. And Grammarly Premium is a little bit better than just Grammarly itself. It is advantageous for schools to pay for that. And if the school is like, oh yeah, you can have Grammarly free, you need to kind of put forth why Grammarly Premium could be advantageous for it. And it is cheaper than doing some of the other technologies that may be available. It isn't that expensive, but it is really helpful for the child to have that kind of premium aspect to it. One of my favorite ones for math, and I know a lot of kids with dysgraphia have difficulty with knowing what the heck they're writing, called Photomath. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but it's amazing.
I'm always open for new ones.
You take a picture of the math problem, and then it will give you the answer. But not only that, it breaks down the steps you need to get to the answer. So it's a great one. And then Mod Math is probably one of the most popular math ones that a lot of kids use as well, because they can just type the numbers right onto the iPad or type it onto their computer that they may be using. But Photomath is, I'm a big fan of that one. And then another one for AI technology that's I kind of like a little bit better than ChatGPT is WordTune, because I kind of it's more of an assistant when you're typing than ChatGPT that you just kind of get prompts to. It kind of like helps you you can change like how your format, maybe make it more formal, make it more casual. And it's easier to do than on ChatGPT as well. And it can kind of give you prompts to kind of help with your writing as well and your style.
That's awesome. I hadn't heard of that one either.
Yeah, I think it might be a more of a newer one, WordTune.
Yes. You know what? How about after we get done talking here and after today is over, do you think you and I could get together tomorrow and not on camera and make a list? Can we make a list of all of these ones that we could post? You could put it on Sensing Greatness. I'll put it up on my Facebook page too, where people can just see this list and go down this list and explore. I think that would be really great.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, how about like physical things for kids who are sitting and writing with a pen or a pencil? Do you have some suggestions on different kinds of pens, pencils?
Yep. So using one thing that we found helpful was using the lined raised paper. So not only is the middle line raised, but the two bottom and top line is raised as well. So they kind of, again, has that multi-sensory approach where they can feel the line as they're writing. Sometimes using the larger graph paper can be helpful to kind of make it more legible as well when they're writing. And sometimes just using golf size pencil instead of a full size pencil, because then they can get a better grip, can be beneficial as well.
We've never done that. I really need to try that. We have we have some giant thick pencils.
Yeah.
I need to try the golf pencil. I have not done that.
It's a one that a lot of OTs would recommend right away, is to kind of look at the golf pencil and working with an OT to find out what grip may work for you or what could be beneficial as well is a great avenue to have, is in trying to find one that has dysgraphia knowledge. Usually the school-based ones would have that knowledge and can be beneficial as well. And a lot of times if you're using an OT through the school system, the amount of time they spend with your child, unfortunately, is very small. It may only be 15 minutes a week. So, and it's, it could be expensive to look outside for that OT help, but it could be something maybe you just do an eval and they can kind of help you and guide you, and then you can go do it on your own. You just, find what may work for you, or take the tips they're telling you at school and use those in the home as well. We did that a lot with speech therapists at the school. They would send things home that they were working on so we could work on it here at home as well.
Yes. And that's great advice. I know everyone can't do it outside of school. You try to get it inside of school. We are meeting a little bit later today with Kelly Fetter, who is an OT and owns Handwriting Solutions. And we'll talk about some of that stuff too. But these are all great things. I feel like we need this all in one place.
Yep, that'd be good.
Let's get together tomorrow, crank that out and get that out so that the rest of the week that maybe people will have access to this.
And then we can put a link for each one that they could click on.
That would be awesome. You are such an expert. You're so compassionate. You're always fun to meet with. And you're doing such great work. Thank you. Thank you so much. I wish you the best continued success throughout this year with your book. Are you planning? Should I prepare for any other books? Are any other books coming?
I have another one I'm working on, but there's so many things happening that it's probably like a little bit down the road. But it won't be the same characters. It's a whole like different kind of thing. Wow. Still neurodivergent base, but a little different.
I'm excited and very happy for your success.
Thank you.
You're truly one of those people who really deserves it, because your heart is so much in the work that you do, and we're grateful. So thanks for sticking around, talking a little technology and accommodations with us, and I'll look forward to talking to you tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right.
Bye. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Yay, yay, yay. Thank you so much to both of our guests, Patty and Louis. I am so grateful for the work that they both do, and I'm hopeful for the future as things start to get better in technology, that we'll find a lot of help for us, and especially for our kids who need more help in education and navigating this life with dysgraphia. Thank you so much for being here for this segment. Our next segment will be meeting with Kelly Fetter, and we'll be talking all things occupational therapy, and I hope that will bring some awareness, some information, and some hope. Don't forget to like and tag and share and become a member so that you can win some prizes. And I'm hungry. I'm gonna go get a snack. You get a snack too. And we'll see you here at the top of the hour for our next segment on occupational therapy. Thank you so much for being here. We'll talk to you soon.